So hello and good night to my lecturers and peers. So today I will explain about the impact of TikTok and short form content on knowledge processing and learning based on a cognitive psychology perspective. So first I will explain about the digital issue here, where the short form content on platforms such as on TikTok and Instagram Reels presents information in a very short and fast format. So first, I will explain about the societal impact for this method, where the first one is the easy access to educational and informational content, where people can actually search online about every video that they want to search, they want to know in a very short of time. And then the second one is the increased engagement among young users, where you know that the youngsters right now, they use social media platforms for everything. They search information on social media, they try to look for videos on social media. And the third one is about the reduced time spent on lengthy reading and critical analysis. And the last one is the societal impact is about the potential decline in sustained attention during learning activities. So do you think that the short form content encourage superficial understanding? While it actually simplifies the complex topic, it's helped to encourage passive consumption and also focuses on entertainment and engagement matrices. However, it can increase awareness and interest in a topic, where people can actually learn about a topic in a very short of time. And it can also serve as an introduction to deeper learning. So in conclusion, I would say here that the short form content is useful for exposure but should not replace the comprehensive learning. So the cognitive psychology concepts about how short form content affects our thinking is, the first one is of course the shallow and deep processing, which is the levels of processing theory by Craig and Lockhart in 1972, where the shallow processing talks about the focuses on surface features, temporary memory retention, and also less meaningful learning. Meanwhile, the deep processing explains about the involvement of understanding, analysis, and also connection with prior knowledge about the video. And it leads to the better long-term memory. So the implication here is that we talk about the short and fast content often promotes shallow processing, that's leading to weaker understanding and memory. And the next one is the cognitive psychology concepts of the attention span, where videos change rapidly and provide constant stimulation, where users become accustomed to quick information consumption, such as like sustained attention for reading, lectures, or studying may become more difficult, where the cognitive psychology explanation for this attention is a limited cognitive resource, where frequent switching between videos may reduce the ability to maintain focus on complex learning tasks. So the third one is of course the information overload will occur when individuals receive more information than they can effectively process, that leads to cognitive fatigue. And this will increase the identifying credible information, where the reduced comprehension and retention will occur. So for example here, I would say that where a user may watch dozens of educational videos in one session but only remember a little experience of it afterwards. So the last one is I will explain about the memory encoding, which is the process of converting information into a form that can be stored, where rapid information presentation may not allow sufficient rehearsal, such as like the limited opportunities for elaboration, I would say, may occur and cause weaker long-term memory formation, where learning is more effective when information is actively processed, organized, and connected to existing knowledge. So I will pass to the next presenters.
For ethical implication of digital technology use, there are several ethical concerns. First is misinformation, because of simplified content may omit important detail. User may accept inaccurate information as a fact, such as fake news and fake stories. Next is algorithmic influence, where platforms prioritize only on engagement rather than educational quality. User may be repeatedly exposed to similar viewpoint or similar content. Third is cognitive well-being. Excessive use content or excessive use of digital platform may contribute to distraction, reduce concentration, and mental fatigues. So to address this issue, users actually should verify their information from reliable sources. They should use short form videos. They should use short form videos as a starting point for learning and practice mindful screen time. Next, for content creator, they need to cite credible sources and avoid misleading or oversimplified claim. Also, they should encourage further reading and critical thinking. Last but not least, for digital platform, they should support and promote fact-checking features and prioritize features. They also should prioritize educational accuracy and reduce the spread of misinformation. In conclusion, the key message that highlighted in this poster is actually short form content can support learning when used responsibly, but meaningful knowledge requires deep processing, critical thinking, and ethical information sharing. So, think deeply, question critically, use responsibly, learn meaningfully. Thank you.
Hello everyone, so next I will explain about the second scenario, which is our poster entitled as "Beauty Isn't Real, the body image distorted through Instagram or TikTok filters based on a cognitive psychology perspective." So first I will explain about the introduction, where filters and editing tools on social media platforms allow users to alter their appearance easily. While fun and creative for some, constant exposure to idealized images can distort self-perception and body image. So the digital issue here talks about the Instagram and TikTok filters can smooth skin, enlarge eyes, slim faces, and bodies, and enhance our features. Then we might think that these edited images create unrealistic beauty standards that make users compare themselves to every day. So the societal impact here we can divide into two sides, which is the positive and the negative side. So for the positive impacts, talks about the creative self-expression, where we might think that it can help us to increase our confidence for some users. And the last one, it can be used for entertainment and engagement. For example, some filters, they also have some mini games that we can play, right? And the negative impacts for this usage of the body filters, the TikTok filters, talks about the unrealistic beauty standards, where all people on social media will try to follow the editings to enhance their features, and everyone will think that is such a beauty standard that all norms of people should follow later. And the next one, it will cause the body dissatisfaction and low self-esteem to some users that cannot follow these beauty standards. And next, it will increase their anxiety, stress, and depression, and makes this to them to pressure on to conform to ideal appearance. So you might think, what is the relevant concept of cognitive psychology that we can relate to this matter? So the first one is mental imagery, where we might think that we create mental images of how we think we should look based on what we see online. And the second one is the perception and visual processing, where the repeated exposure to filtered image influences on how we perceive what is normal or attractive. So the third one is the self-schema, where our beliefs about ourselves are shaped by our experiences, including the images we see and compare to. And the last one is the social comparison, where we compare ourselves with others, especially on social media, that leading to positive or negative self-evaluation. So that's all for me. I will pass to my next presenters.
Next, how cognitive process actually explained in this issue. The process begins with exposure to filter image, where users are exposed to idealized filter image on social media, where they use filter to have good look, like clear skin or pretty face, whatever, like makeup face look. So the brain actually process this image and create mental representation. Then the individuals will compare, user will compare their real appearance with the idealized image. It actually impact on themselves, where this affect their self-esteem and body satisfaction. It may result in negative body image, anxiety, low confidence, and eating concern, where they are insecure with their body look or with their face look. Next, for the ethical consideration, several ethical concerns arise from this issue. Actually, first is distortion of reality. Filters blur the line between real and edited image, creating unrealistic expectation. Next, impact on mental health. The constant comparison can lead to body dissatisfaction, anxiety, and depression, especially among young users or among adolescents. Next, lack of transparency. Many edited images are not clearly labeled, making it actually difficult for users to know what is real and what is fake. So, last, responsibility of platform, where platforms benefits from engagement but may not prioritize users' well-being, where they are only focused on engagement rather than mental of users, about this filter, about their personality looks. What we can say actually in this issue, what we see in online is oftenly not whole truths. Next, for responsible and ethical practices, for user, be critical of image online. Remember that filters are not actually reality, and they should follow diverse and body positive account. They should also focus on self-acceptance and self-care, and limit their time on social media if it affects mental well-being. So for the platform, they should clearly label edited or AI-generated image or AI-generated content. They also should limit extreme body and face filter. They should promote authentic and diverse representation and support mental health awareness and resources. Last but not least, they should design features that encourage healthy engagement. As a conclusion, digital filters can be enjoyable, but they may also distort body image and self-perception. Understanding this cognitive process helps us use social media more responsibly and maintain a healthier with our appearance. Remember that you are more than the filter, you are real, you are enough. Thank you.
Hello again everyone, so next I will explain about the scenario 2, which is our post will be entitled as ChatGPT and Cognitive Offloading, where it is about the understanding of impact of AI tools on language use and cognitive processing. So first, I will explain about the generative AI tools like ChatGPT can instantly generate text, explanations, and solutions. While they increase the efficiency and the accessibility, they also change how we think, learn, and use language. The understanding of the cognitive impacts has to use AI tools ethically and responsibly. So first, I will explain the digital issue, which is AI tools such as ChatGPT are widely used for writing assignments, summarizing information, answering questions, and also solving all the problems. So the frequent reliance on AI may lead to cognitive offloading, where mental effort is reduced because the tool does thinking for us. So the societal impact, as always, I will explain is on the positive and negative impacts. So the positive impacts is the first one: quick access to information, improve our productivity, support learning and language development, and increase accessibility for diverse learners. So you know that here that ChatGPT actually help us to diversity our ways to use language, how we communicate with them. For example, as me myself, I use Malay, how I increase my proficiency in English to make a prompt to ask ChatGPT. And the negative impacts is of course the over reliance on AI, reduce independent thinking, weaker memory and problem solving skills, and academic integrity concerns. For some people, some students, some lecturers, they overuse of AI for their studies, and it will become an issue where they are over reliant on AI and become lazy to think, and they cannot think to be a creative person to solve the problem in daily life. So the relevant cognitive concepts is the first one is cognitive offloading. Of course, the act of transferring cognitive tasks to external tools such as AI to reduce mental effort. While helpful, it can reduce the deep thinking and internal processing. The second one is the language processing, which is involved the understanding, interpreting, and generating language, where AI can support language production but may reduce active engagement in constructing ideas. So the third one is problem solving, where it requires reasoning, analysis, and decision making, which is the over relying on AI may bypass these steps and limits the development of critical thinking. And the last one is of course the concept of memory and knowledge retrieval, where retrieval information from memory strengthen learning, and dependence on AI may reduce opportunities to practice retrieval and reinforce knowledge. So that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenters.
Next, how AI actually influence cognitive processing. It begins with user face a question or task instead of thinking through the problems independently. The user asks AI for an answer, like they are asking how to interact with their crush, how to confess their crush. So the AI generator will generate the answer. The AI will provide instant information or instant solutions for the user. It actually reduces their mental effort, where user invest less cognitive effort in thinking. So it weaker their cognitive engagement, and it become less deep processing, less reflection, and less analysis. So as a result, the user invests less mental effort and engage less deeply in with the material. Over time, this may reduce critical thinking, memory retention, and independent learning. Next, for the ethical consideration, several ethical concerns should be considered. First, excessive dependence on AI reduce in critical thinking. Overreliance on AI may reduce the motivation to think deeply, analyze, and evaluate information. Second, using AI to complete assignment without understanding may lead to plagiarism and misconduct on academic integrity. Next, accuracy and reliability. AI can generate incorrect or biased information. User may accept output without verification. They may copy and paste the information that AI actually give. So next, data privacy. Sharing personal or sensitive information with AI tools may expose to privacy risks, where they are exposing their face. It actually risks their data privacy. Okay. Last but not least, dependence on technology. Excessive reliance on AI may weaken independent learning and resilience in problem solving. Ethical use of AI requires awareness, responsibility, and critical judgmental. So, to address this issue, responsible practices of using AI should be used for learners and educators or platforms. Learners should use AI as learning assistant, not as a replacement for their thinking. They should ask AI for guidance. Then they should try solve the problem themselves. Users should verify information from credible sources and develop critical thinking and evaluation skills. User also should acknowledge AI use when required only. So for the educators and platforms, they should promote AI literacy and responsibly use. The design activities that encourage deep thinking. They also should encourage transparency and proper citation, set clear guidelines for ethical AI use, and regularly update information to ensure accuracy. So, as a conclusion, AI tools are powerful, but our brains are stronger when we stay actively engaged. Use AI wisely to enhance learning, not to replace the thinking. Remember that AI gives you answer, but understanding comes from your own mind. Overall, all three digital issues demonstrate how technology influences cognitive process, such as attention, memory, perception, learning, and decision making. Whether it is short form content, social media filter, or AI tools, the key message is that technology should be used mindfully, ethically, and responsibly to support meaningful learning and psychological well-being. Thank you.